Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to KFD&D Season 1 finale. Thank you all so much for joining us. Hi, Celestial. Hi, Mom. Hi, Jillian. Hi, Me Handlebars. Hi, Ryan. Evans. Sorry I doxed you, but
Hello.
your username's pretty cool. And Celestial, I'm glad you mentioned the intro video because we're ending Season 1, which means Season 2 is gonna probably have a new intro video. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We gotta up it. We gotta up it for season two. But before we get to season two, we have to finish off season one, and that's why we're here. So just a heads up, we might go a little over. We love to keep our streams at 2 hours because we respect your time, and I also want to go to bed. Um, I don't know which one is the top priority. It's bed. It's really Jillian going to bed. That is the priority. Uh, but we have a couple of things to cover first. Tomorrow night is going to be the finale of our spooky week, even though tonight's not particularly spooky. Or is it? Guess we'll see. Um, I'm going to play Phasmo because that's spooky. And if we can get to 15 viewers during the stream, not only will I play Phasmo, I will put on the VR headset, the VR things, and be scared. In addition, we're going to go with the scary bit noises. They're all going to be less than 100 bits. So if we get to 15 viewers, I'll be in VR and unable to see the alerts, so I will probably pee myself a little. Phasmo is super scary as it is now with the new update, and there's a newer update which I haven't played yet. So I'm really excited for that. Um, and in VR, it's gonna be crazy. There's like a new campsite that you're hunting ghosts in the rain, and there's a tent. Yes, Burger Bun. I see your face there. I see it. Um, One last update that I should have done at the very beginning of this the whole D&D campaign. If you love the character art, if you love our emojis, check out Burger Bun's Patreon. The link is now in chat. We'll have it go through again, of course, because uh, an artist is worth supporting. Art is worth paying for. Art is beautiful, and if you've watched this campaign, you've seen how much the characters like they really come to life with her drawings, and want to make sure we're supporting that because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Last bit. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I just said thank you.
Speaking of these emotes, we have an emote slot that we haven't used, and we have to commission another emote. And we're gonna do one that says hello or hi, mostly inspired by Celestial Octopus and her awesome octopus hi, which is just so daggone cute. But we want one too, so we're gonna use a KFD&D character to say hi because the characters are amazing. Like, look at this character art. Look at those emotes. Thanks, me handlebars. So
Beautiful.
if you're on our Discord, and if you're not, you should be, because we are cool or something. In the Twitch feedback section, there is a poll going on right now on which character would you like to see an emote of saying hi. Really easy to vote. Just click an emote. Pretty simple. You see the character art next to our players. That's a small sample. We'll have some better shots happening tonight of those. And I think that's all I got before our pre-game announcement. I like to keep them short if I can. Does anyone else have anything they want to add besides Ryan's big announcement, which I don't know if you want to announce it on stream or not, buddy. But
Yeah, I will. This could very well be my last night, just my last night with me and my wife, because we go in for the birth of our son tomorrow night.
obviously that's air worthy.
I appreciate it.
Well, we're so excited for you. We're so happy for you both. And just excited
Thank you.
to meet Finn. So
And the human.
and the human. Cool. Okay, so
I was going to add in one thing too, since we were kind of celebrating Bethany and her art. We're a day late. Yesterday was International Artist Day, but I figure we can extend the celebration for that and the love for another day.
I didn't know that was a thing. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we'll have that link in there one more time. Check her out, support her. sign up for her Patreon, get commissions from her, just do everything to support an amazing, talented local artist. Or if she's not local to you, she's still local to me.
I can be local in your heart. It's fine.
Always local.
On the planet Earth, we're all local.
There you go.
She's the KFD resident artist.
She is, absolutely. And that's if I could pick from 1,000 artists, I would pick her every time because she gets us. Well, okay. With that, how do you all feel about playing some D&D tonight?
Nervous.
I don't know why you're nervous. Not like you jump through a portal not knowing where it goes.
Oh, we know where we were told it goes.
Well, yeah. All right, so I think Ken, you're giving us the recap, right?
Yeah, but not in his voice.
Oh,
That
that's
would
good.
hurt. Yeah, this is so episode 22, 2 weeks ago. As our crew regrouped to work out their next move, they felt an oncoming army approaching. They could feel the vibrations through the ground. They grabbed the remaining necklaces and tried to throw them into our magic bag for safekeeping, but the necklaces repelled each other. They put on the necklaces to hide, mostly successfully, and watched as an army of gnolls approached the cave, led by a cloaked figure on a black demon horse. After violently widening the portal's passage, the group, they're sensed by the figure, who telepathically calls out to them for being cowards. Karn decides to rush in behind the army as they roll through the portal, and then the crew follows, some more reluctantly than others. Through the portal is an angelic backdrop of golden buildings and celestials marred by a battle with a demonic army that passed through just ahead of them. The party gets to work, attacking the gnolls from behind as the celestials take notice and aid them to by their flank and healing. The cloaked leader summons Durga, the powerful Baylord demon, and then teleports away. And then a snake-like celestial figure flies over Karn and pleads to him to get out of here, that this is not his fight. As the Baylor, who stands several stories above all the celestials, stomping wildly, wreaks havoc on them and their ballistas. He soon stabs himself in the gut and triggers a massive explosion in a death throw and takes out all the remaining, well, not all, a few of the remaining angelic creatures. With the battle over, the snake angel introduces himself as Idrur and welcomes them to the city of Niboloba. Id, as we're calling him, confirmed that the necklaces hold the souls of some of the city's angelic guards. He leads them to the building and explains that the beings are used to be servants to the gods, but split off to be free agents after a dispute. The free agents are allowed to influence the mortal plane from time to time, and that they would be available to help the gods and to defend themselves if needed. As such, this plane has access to many other planes, which is probably why Dragonbane seems to be trying to take possession of the city. Id expects Dragonbane to attack again, and in greater numbers. Id gives them a message to give to Shmebulok, our wizard, that he will aid in their quest, and it also tells Karn that he knows his father, Sabathiel, and that he had been keeping an eye on Karn since his father disappeared. So after Dragonbane started making moves, Sabathiel traveled around before finally going to see the 13 justices. They hadn't been seen since he had passed into the realm. Ken perks up at this news and sees the passage that Id just pointed out, indicating that it's portal to the realm of his gods, the 13 justices, the gods of justice, and immediately decides that he's going through to be weighed, or rather judged against his sins and morality. After some discussion and decisions, the party, though still bruised from the attack, hand over the necklaces to Id, who promises to free the souls as they walk through the portal to be judged.
Like it. All right. So on we go. As the four of you, step through this portal, you are transported across planes, across existence. You step out onto what appears to be just a grass-covered island, perhaps, but around you, the sky in every direction is in a state of twilight. And whether that is sunrise or sunset, it's hard to say, but just the horizon all around you is illuminated, just barely. In front of you is a large stone building with huge Corinthian columns blocking your view further into it. And as you're teleported through, maybe the timing isn't quite what you think, but just a patter of rain just slowly begins coming down, just large droplets, and not like a torrential downpour by any means, but a slow, just constant rain. Above you, the clouds begin to kind of congregate over a full moon, thin at first, but as you stand there, they thicken, and the sky begins to darken just a bit. In front of you, you are certain this building, this stone, just almost like a Parthenon kind of feeling is above you. Kind of to the back of it, you can see a large stone, probably stone, and the word completely just escaped me, but like a stone dome in the back half of the building. The leaves on these trees that are nearby also seem to be just turning orange and red, kind of fading into the maybe the fall. All right, we got you all on a map, and from there, what do you all want to do?
I'm gonna look behind me and see if the portal is still there and open.
The portal is gone.
Looks like we can't change our mind about this.
No, definitely not. Ken takes a step forward, gets down on his knees, holds his great sword before him, and begins praying furiously.
Okay.
Not praying for anything in particular, just the fact that he's in the presence of his gods, the justices who he gave his life to after leaving crime. So,
Of course. Anyone else have anything they would like to do beforehand?
I think Karn is just kind of taking in the immenseness of this Parthenon-like structure in front of them.
So for our viewers, kind of the lore of this world, to maybe build this moment up a little bit more, these justices, they typically will judge your soul when you're passing on to the afterlife. And it is their judgment on whether or not you proceed to the salvation, to the paradise that maybe your God has promised you, or if you haven't lived a good life, onto eternal damnation in one of the 7 planes of hell. And depending on how bad you might have been, which plane you might go to. So this is where the dead would typically come, but here are our players, all still very much alive at this point in time, in front of these gods, willingly being judged, even though they're still alive. So as I described, these 13 columns of 13, sorry, spoiler, they completely block your view into the building, but you can weave your way kind of in and out of them to make your way inside if you so choose.
After a little while, Ken gets up and slowly starts approaching the columns, not looking behind him, not giving a care if anybody's going to follow him in.
Okay.
I was mainly just letting Ken lead the way here and following his lead. I'll follow.
Yeah, Ken, whatever this is the next move, I'll follow your lead.
This will probably be the quietest anybody sees Ken. He doesn't reply. Stoically, he walks slowly towards the columns.
All right. So as you make your way into the building, it has a sensation of just, you get goosebumps on your skin as you walk in, realizing that just countless have passed through these pillars before, awaiting their ultimate judgment by these 13 divine beings. These beings who know the truth in your soul, who know your good actions, who know your bad actions, who not only know the actions themselves, but the intent behind it. But also the temperature itself seems to be much cooler inside. A solid 15-degree drop from kind of this nighttime air that really you hadn't paid a lot of attention to the temperature before.
Is it like see our breath cold?
Not see your breath cold, but just a drastic coolness as you begin to walk into this building. And as you begin to walk on it, the echo of your feet on these stone floors just permeate the building. And as you begin to weave in and out of these pillars, you realize it's just one huge room, the massive stone dome built over it. And standing inside, in almost a perfect circle, 13 cloaked figures, probably 10 feet tall, all looking almost all identical, holding great swords down to the ground, clasped with two hands, just waiting.
I'm going to check in with Chime because she was the most hesitant to come here.
I don't like it here. I don't like it here. I expected to be here a long time from now. Not really something I woke up today intending to do.
Well, I'm here, and I will speak to your good deeds if needed.
Thanks.
As you arrive together, you shall be judged together. Step into the circle between us. Let your deeds be shown to all, and your fate sealed as one.
We all slowly step into the very center of the circle made by the 13 justices.
Chime, does that include you?
Yeah, it does.
I keep saying justice, I mean judges, guys.
Those are interchangeable. You can call them as there's legends and lore throughout the world. Some are justices, some are judges. Semantics don't matter at this point.
The four of you are here willingly. Your souls were not expected, but your bodies were. We knew of your coming. Is there any one of you who wishes not to be judged? Now is the moment to let us know.
At this point, you see what appears to be kind of sweat build on Ken's brow. He is almost, not really shaking, but sort of as tense as he's ever been. For the first time, you may believe that you can feel the fear coursing through him, but he's standing before the judges awaiting his judgment, unwavering, with his heart beating, pounding, blood coursing through his veins, ready for this decision. He remains silent.
Uh-oh. Tech issue. Alright, we briefly lost one of our players.
Oh.
So, that's cool. Anyway, here's the map. and some of our character art. If you give us just a second to get Chime reconnected.
Oh, the beauty of live TV.
Right.
It was just so interesting because all of a sudden our floating heads were just floating foreheads.
That's the way it goes.
That we're about to be judged and our thief just disappears. What's up with that, guys?
Strange. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Okay, we are going to continue, and as Chime makes it back, we will just pick up as we can. Yes, Jilly Pie, the column placement, absolutely top-notch. Jillian placed the columns for me because I was really struggling with getting them just right, and she absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Bravo, Julia.
Very well. Your judgment comes. You will see your good deeds. You will see your bad deeds. All will see. There are no lies here, only truth, and ultimately, only justice. Are you ready to be judged?
You see us nod.
Yes.
Seemingly out of nowhere, a kind of a purple mist envelops around you. And then directly in front of your group, between you and kind of what appears to be the head justice, the one to your north. Though it's hard to see, they all look like the same. They all look like they're equals, but the voices all seem to be resonating from all 13 at once. A scale, bronze scale, about as tall as you all are. So we'll say about 6 feet. Kind of appears, with both the left and the right of equal. Okay, give me 1 second. That is the downside to being the DM, as well as the producer here. Welcome back. We missed you.
Yeah, computer froze. Great timing.
The worst. Let's see. Sorry, it's going to take me 1 second to get this fixed.
No worries.
So players, what is going through your characters' minds right now? Let's start with James. Like, what are you thinking? What are you feeling right this second?
I have that pit in my stomach like you're standing at the edge of a cliff. And you know that like one misstep and you're just gone. But I know that I need to be here. I'm trying to be as stoic as possible, and I'm barely containing it.
Karn. How is Karn feeling at this moment?
Very nervous, very fidgety. Lots of basically clenching and unclenching his fist. Just he believes he's a good man, but he's just worried. He's just worried how this will turn out.
Ken. How's Ken feeling?
Ken is both extremely nervous as well about not just being judged against his deeds before he joined the Order of the Pond and gave his life to the 13 judges, but also by virtue of never having shared with his companions his past before he became a paladin. None of them knows that he led a life of crime that ended up harming the people he loved, and how that relates to why he is here in the New World in the first place, how it involves his brother Howard, and he feels that he could not only be judged so harshly that he may not be able to recover, but also how his newfound friends will feel about him afterwards.
Chime, how is Chime feeling?
That's definitely something else that Chime is worried about because, it's been made apparent that Chime's not exactly a saint, but she doesn't feel like she's all good or all bad, but she's still very nervous, and she's worried about what kind of things are going to be pulled out and aired out.
Well, with that and our technical issue behind us, it's time to be judged. So the purple swirl that kind of brought in this scale begins to swirl around it. And the four of you can kind of clearly see shapes inside of it, and those shapes begin to shift to bodies and then like a background, and before you know it, you're completely engrossed in this vision. You feel like you're there. And you find yourself in a kind of a back alley in a busy city, just a dusty street, and there's several children, several of them kind of picking on and even punching, it looks like, a small child. But this child is actually a very small James being picked on and beat and just kind of tormented. Suddenly, this whole the vision shifts, and this one appears to be in a similar kind of city, maybe even the same city. It's hard to tell by these little snippets that you're seeing, but it's Ken, and definitely with them is Howard. The two of them just walking down the street, casually talking. Ken not wearing his paladin garb at this point, looking more like kind of a street thug, to be honest. And Howard with a purse, not quite bulging, but happy, and it sounds like Howard is discussing a business deal, how he's going to be able to start a chain of hotels here in this city, by the docks, by the trading district. And Ken is discouraging him. Ken is telling him that it's too late, and that the only possibility now is to move on to a new continent, move on to this newly discovered land. That is his legacy. That leaving his family behind, it'll be okay. And behind them, figures, cloaked figures, knives in their hands. And they begin moving towards Ken and towards Howard. And then it shifts once again to a back alley almost exactly the same as the one you just saw. And there's 3 teenage boys, not the same that were attacking James just moments before. Standing there, kind of hanging out. In the shadows, a black figure with feathers, stalking, waiting. One of the boys slowly begins to walk away. And with that, in a flash, this black shadow, this feathery assassin, strikes. Her knife plunges into the chest of this teenage boy. And as the light kind of shifts, as the light also leaves his eyes, you can see the face, you can see the shoulder markings. It's Chime. As Chime kind of creeps back in, and the 2 boys, looking startled, maybe they didn't see it. Chime doesn't care. Chime strikes in and takes the other 2 out with her dagger. Incredibly fast. They likely never even knew she was there. The scene shifts, much brighter. Appears to be a monastery, as all these people wearing these white robes. In the center, 2 of them, practicing sparring, each with a staff. Excuse me. And they're in sync. They are fighting. Just block, 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 block. Chop, chop. At one point, you see the face of one of the monks fighting. And it's Karn. His white hair, his bright eyes. He swings his staff, but with him comes a surge of energy. The staff glows with a holy light. Goes right through the blocking attempt from his training partner. And as it makes connection with his exposed skin, it explodes with a holy power. And there on the ground, just with his nose bleeding and a little trickle of blood coming out of his mouth as well, lies another monk, just dead on the ground. We're back to again the similar alley we've already visited twice. But there's James, kind of backed into a corner, as a slightly larger boy starts picking on him again. And at this point, James's reddish-brown skin turns an even brighter shade of red. You can see his fist ball up as the boy just talking at him. And then he says it. It says demon child. And that fist is no longer by James's side. Swings forward, connecting with the boy's jaw. The boy drops to the ground. James isn't done. Kicks him and gets on him and punches him. And eventually, someone, doesn't matter who, tears James away. He's breathing heavy, unsure of what happened. Turns and looks back. The boy's not moving. And again, we shift this time to a jail cell. And there's Chime, chained up, rocking back and forth. Her food bowl empty for days. Guards would come down every once in a while, right as she was trying to sleep, just sleep away the hunger. And just took some sticks and would poke her, wouldn't let her sleep. Would make fake bird noises at her, throw water on her. It was never enough. Finally, we're back to a familiar setting. It looks a lot like the inn you were in Howard's Duck Inn, but maybe a little smaller. Still decorated the same. Even as you come in, you can smell a stew and a bread, that maltiness from beer that has been freshly made. In one of the rooms, there's a jug of oil, and someone's pouring it all over the ground. And suddenly, he lights a torch, drops it to the ground, and walks away. And as he walks out the front door, the inn beginning to burn and smolder behind him, Ken's face clearly visible as he burns down his brother's inn.
You have seen the good in you, you've seen the bad. Tell me, which one of you is not worthy? The four of you may decide.
I just step up. Me.
No. No. No, you had a reason for what you did.
It's not my whole story, Chime.
Neither of your sins compared to what I did to my brother. I'll be the one that takes the fall.
I really don't think you need to do that. Of all of us, you're probably closest to the opposite end of the spectrum.
Oh, you have no idea.
I mean, I do, because I just watched it. But you've changed. Okay? But I think I'm the exact same person that I was back then.
Now Ken stares at Chime really long and really hard, and he turns to the 13 judges and says, "Judge us if you may, but are we not worthy of redemption?"
This was never a question of redemption. This is a question of whether your good outweighs your bad at this point. You're not here in the future. You are here now. And no individual may make this decision. The four of you must agree.
Karn, you're being awfully quiet.
Like I'm not worthy. I mean, first thing I did when what I am became apparent was I took a life.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that that was an accident, though.
And it's fair to say that all of us have our sins. We have our skeletons in the closet. But I genuinely believe that we're capable of atoning for them and putting about good back into the world where we've taken it away. But the judgment comes down to the 13 judges. Whatever they choose, I will be at peace with, for I've given my life to them and to the Order of the Pond.
Three of you are worthy. One of you is not. It is up to you to tell us who is not. There is no redemption. There is no happy ending for you. Now, tell us.
It's me.
I'm not going to hear it, Chime. It's not you. I will take this. This has been my destiny.
No,
from the
this
very
isn't. I don't think it's something that you just take.
You have your children to think about.
And you have your brother to think about and the whole rest of your life. My family thinks that I'm dead at this point. So what do I have to lose?
You don't know that. There might be a way back to the old world. I came here to ensure that Howard was safe and thriving, and I've already discovered that. I've lived my purpose. All I can do is either atone, which I can do by taking the fall for this, or whatever the judges decide.
And your brother will know if something happens to you on this journey. My family will not.
You know how I feel. Not letting you fall for this one.
Karn,
I'm just walking past them and saying, all right, take me.
Stop
Karn, who
it.
is not worthy?
It's me.
Karn. Karn is who answers this question. Karn was wronged by one of you. One of you gave away his soul. That is never yours to give. Karn, your vengeance is at hand. Karn, you decide justice. Who is it?
It's okay.
I can't believe that even with that being done to me, I can't believe that the only way to make things right is vengeance. So I won't be doing that. And with that, Karn just throws his sword down on the ground.
And with that,
Your judgment is sealed. Roll initiative.
Fuck.
No way.
I'm trying to log into Roll20 right now.
Are
You're
you
fine.
freaking kidding me?
Oh, God.
Ooh.
All right. Never fought a god before. Here goes.
Oh, fuck. It's like end of JRPG. Let me in.
Can you roll
You're fine.
for Time as she logs in.
Just having a little more technical issues tonight, friends. Thank you all for your patience.
Mostly me.
It's
think
happened to
all
all
of
of us. It has happened to all of us this season. Don't worry about it.
Absolutely.
At least once.
What are we seeing around us, Donald?
I was gonna wait for her initiative to come, but I'll go and start
Sorry,
describing
I'm
it.
coming. I'm
You're
going. I'm
fine,
going.
You're fine.
Ah!
Perfect.
Hey, nice roll.
Wow.
Thank you.
Worth it.
21.
Okay. So as the voice comes to you, the judgment telling you you're not worthy, the voice change. It's not the 13 voices at once. It's not this deep, resonating voice. It's old. It's disgusting. It's jagged. It's a voice you've heard twice
No
before.
way.
Holy shit.
10 of the cloaks
Oh my god.
fall to the ground, revealing
Oh shit.
they've been empty the entire time. As the other 3 cloaks fall, it's female forms revealed. Their faces just full of warts, oozing pus. Their hands long, full of just claws. Their fingernails full of dirt and grime. The cackle is what you recognize at first. We knew you'd turn on each other. It's too late. Dragonbane's already been here. He's corrupted the justices. He sent them back to your plane. He needs judges for his new world. And there you will always be. With that, Chime, you're up first.
Oh, I'm ready to fucking kick some hag ass. Oh, let me pull up my character sheet 'cause I just want to shoot an arrow right in between someone's eyes. I'm not moving, so I'm getting advantage and sneak attack.
I'm gonna mark them with colors to make life a little easier. They all
Sounds
look
good.
identical, but this way we can keep track a little better. So we have a red dot, a blue dot, and a green dot for our hags.
She's aiming right for blue dot, right in front of her. Okay. That is a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Okay, that's 5 sneak and 5 piercing.
Karn, you're up. Your sword is on the ground.
Right. Here. Hang on just a second. I'm getting a bead on how much distance I would have to cover. Grid lines are a little hard to see on this.
This is a very light map. If you hold down Q as you move your character, it'll give you a number of feet.
So once you start moving your token, hit Q.
Okay. All right. Well, I am gonna run up toward the blue hag here. And also, while I'm doing that, just to look cool as hell, since I have the weapon bond with my sword, I can pretty much call it right back to me. So I'm gonna do that while I run.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I have been I know I just said that vengeance wasn't going to solve anything, but this has been coming.
It's a little
And
different.
I'm going
when
to
you're on
attack
the
with
other-
a two-handed longsword attack.
All right, what'd you get?
Does a 9 hit?
A 9 does not hit.
Okay, well, I'm going to go in for my second attack then and try the same thing all over again. What's in that one?
Oh man.
I am having flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly. As you see these hags again for the first time, since they, took your soul, you're not able to really get a beat on them. You're not sure. You've seen worse things recently, but you're shaking, and as you're shaking, your sword strikes just don't find a home. Anything else in your turn?
That is going to be it for now.
Okay. The hag closest to you, though, has no issue with being afraid and is going to attack you with claws, since you're conveniently right there already. A 22 against AC.
Yeah, that is definitely a hit.
13 slashing damage.
Right.
All right.
Get out of there, Karn.
The other hag is going to cast Hold Person on Chime, not liking what you've been doing to them in terms of damage. Chime needs you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. No, it's probably not going to be good. Wisdom 4.
Okay. You are
Ooh.
completely just paralyzed right now.
So I can't take actions?
No actions, no movement. You are held. At the end of your turns, you can make saving throws in the future.
Great.
Oh yeah, the gloves are off this time.
Stupid tags.
James, need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
All right. Four.
This is going great.
Yeah!
Out of the corner of your eye, you see a man. It looks to be your father. And he's just coming at you, berating you, yelling at you, telling you how worthless you are. His fists are out, and he starts punching at you. You maybe in the back of your mind know this is just an illusion, you know it's a trick, but the damage, what you feel, what's happening right now, is very real. 17 psychic damage. Ken, you're up.
We should have rested first.
Ken casts Shield of Faith on himself, which will raise his AC by 2 points. Let me pull up the spell for you to see real quick.
All good. Just remind me whenever I am rolling.
Yeah, my AC now is 18. So.
Cool. And that's a bonus action, so you still have movement and action.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 5. And I'd like to take a swing.
Let's do it.
A couple swings, if you will. Am I allowed to add Divine Smite to it?
You are not, because that is also a bonus action, and you only get one.
Gotcha. Okay. And since I'm at level 5, I got 2 swings of the Great Sword. Here goes the first one. Natural 1.
Okay. With that, you see the devastation around you. You can kind of realize Chime isn't able to move. Karn's already taken a hit. Something is hitting James. You don't see it. And with that, you're just terrified of what's happening. You drop your greatsword to the ground. And as your second attack, or you can use that to pick it up instead and just not get a second attack. Or if you have another weapon on you, you can do that instead.
I have another weapon, but I want the great sword, so I'll just pick it up and tolerate it. So.
Okay.
All right. God damn it. Like, what was that? 3 nat 1s in a row?
Yeah, that's rough for you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the first season finale, but we're back to classic KFD&D.
Pretty much. Good.
James, you are frightened of what's happening next to you, but you are still there.
All right. I am just gonna hang back here with Chime and fire at old Bluey up here.
Okay.
Crit. I crit with the crossbow. So that is 10 piercing, and I get another attack. 20
20 hits.
for another 3 piercing.
Okay, and make a wisdom saving throw.
Eight.
Okay, you're still afraid of whatever's next to you, and is likely going to be dealing more damage to you here in just a second. But as Jilly Pie says, she wants to fight as well right now. All of you get inspiration for having such a great season 1, maybe end of series for this fight's the way it's going, but it's fine.
All right.
Donald, you have to understand, if Chime dies, I will personally die. You have to understand this.
Okay. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure on a DM. And with that,
None.
Chime, it's your turn. You are currently paralyzed, but you can make a saving throw.
Okay.
If you do have inspiration now, you can use that if you so choose.
I will definitely do that. But first, I just want to call out, like, telepathically to my teammates, I'm paralyzed. Just so that they all get the picture. Okay. It's a
Okay.
wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw, yes. And this is the
Using
end of your
intelligence.
turn. Because, like, you can't do
Yes.
things. Cool.
Yep.
Ken calls out telepathically, "Are you inspired?" Never mind. Really not.
That's a 9. That's a 9. That's a
nine.
9.
Do not inspire Tane.
Still paralyzed.
Great.
Karn, you're up.
All right. Well, I am going to use... I'm actually going to use that inspiration.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No problem.
And go at the blue hag with a longsword blow again.
Okay.
That's gonna be
19
a
hits.
19. That's going to be for 10 slashing damage.
Okay, Blue Hag is starting to look pretty rough right now.
Right. And Karn's going to swing back around and make another two-handed attack. And that's going to be a 13.
This point, just the kind of Chimes paralyzed kind of comes into your mind as you're swinging, and you just miss. Like you kind of cut through the cloth right at the hag's belly, realizing that it didn't make contact with the hag at all, but cut through her robe completely. Anything else?
All right. Well, I am actually going to use, as a bonus action, I'm going to use Second Wind.
Okay.
So that is going to give me regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus my level, so that's going to be +5. And that's going to be an 8.
Nice. All right. It's the best time. It's hag time.
Oh,
All right. The red hag kind of shifts over behind Ken. And for a moment, Ken, you think you're about to be attacked. But she begins casting a spell instead. Directly at James and Chime. Both of you make a dexterity saving throw. Chime, you have... I think you might auto-fail.
I'm gonna say like mega disadvantage.
Let me just look really quick.
Do we have to call inspiration before rolling?
You do. Yeah, Chime, you automatically fail. Sorry.
No. Alright.
So yeah, James, dexterity saving throw.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
$22.
Okay. You kind of see it coming and dodge out of the way, only taking half damage. You take 13 lightning damage. Chime, 27 lightning damage. As another hag.
I'm down, by the way.
All right. Rushes up next to Ken and is going to attack Ken with claws. 14 against AC.
Against 18 does not hit.
The blue hag is also going to try to claw Ken. 15.
Does not hit. Blocking it with the great sword. He's able to dodge, block it.
Just being a badass. All right. Ken, you're up.
Gonna aim for the blue one. With the heck with it. I'm using my divine smite. So Ken raises his great sword up straight into the air, drawing all of his power. You feel it starts to surge with the holy energy, a white lightning bursting out of it. He brings it down while screaming onto the blue hag. Expend 1 spell slot, level 1, in addition to weapons damage. Extra damage is 2d8 for first level spell spots, so I'll just bring it down.
Okay.
Like so. Does a 15 hit?
15 hits.
Oh, thank goodness. And add to, and then so damage there, it's 13 slashing plus, so total of 21 damage.
All right. With that, your greatsword comes down, just bursting with holy energy permeating from this very plane. Holy energy of justice, and what these hags have done to you is the exact opposite of justice. As your greatsword comes down, you cleave the hag into two. It just falls apart onto the ground in front of you.
All right, and through the same swing as he scrapes it off the ground, off the stone, sparks are flying as he pulls the greatsword up and does a second divine smite on the green hag next to it, or no, the red hag, right behind him. So same action.
Okay.
Can I take inspiration?
Yes, you can use inspiration on this one.
26.
26 hits.
Damn.
14 damage plus 1d8. So, wow. Okay, my luck has changed. That is a total of 22 damage on the red one behind me.
It's a big ol' hit, and that one just screams out in pain as this great sword just gets her right in the shoulder. But now a little more somber. James, death saving throw.
6. 1 failure.
First failure. Players, if you haven't played 5th edition D&D, or audience, 3 failures, you're dead.
Dead.
3 successes, you're back. A critical counts as 2 failures, so we'll see I'm Chime, you're up.
Am I still paralyzed?
Um,
So I'm pretty confident. Was it Bluey that paralyzed me?
Blue
Pretty
did
sure it
paralyze
was.
you, so you are no longer paralyzed.
Yes. Okay, what's the one that just got hit? Was that green or red?
Red.
Red.
Red. I want to shoot that bitch in the head.
All right.
An arrow on red. Place your bets.
17 to hit,
17 hits.
and that is 14 sneak damage and 4 piercing damage.
Oof.
Ooh,
Another
I'm
big
aiming
ol'
right
hit.
for that nasty ass back of the head.
That hag arrow just phew, right into her back, and Ken, you actually see it come through the other side of her. Just a perfect shot. Stays in her, but yeah, the kind of a greenish, blackish blood just squirts out onto you.
Ichor.
I want
That's a
to.
good word for it. Yeah.
Oh man, I
Arrow.
want to scream something. I don't know. Chime's just gonna screech out her own name.
Love it.
I was hoping you were going to yell with baby noises as loud as possible.
I considered it.
Just
but
The sound
at
of
this point,
very elaborate wind chimes just
yes,
at 200
Just-
decibels.
yes, as loud as possible. I want to shake this room if I can.
Nailed it. Karn, you're up.
All right. First things first, I'm going to move over here so we can be flanking this red hag with my buddy Ken. And I'm going to go after that hag with a 2-handed longsword strike. That's a 24.
24
Yeah.
hits.
All right. That's going to be for 10 slashing damage.
You kind of slash and hamstring this one as it's been engaged with Ken, trying to fight that way, and it's almost dead, falling down to one knee. Turns its head kind of exorcist kind of way, like body still facing Ken, head turns and looks at you and just lets out this like, even if you kill me, it's never enough.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, though? I'm still going to kill you.
It's gonna go good.
And with that, I'm going to make another longsword attack with 2-handed, and that's going to be a 20.
A 20 hits.
And that's going to be for 10 slashing again.
All right, with that, that ugly face, you slash the head just clean off, falls to the ground, body just down, kind of spasming, not even realizing it's dead at this point.
And while all of this is happening, I'm just imagining that Karn is doing this while spinning around like a showboating Brazilian soccer player.
Absolutely. The remaining hag looks to see her companions down. Kind of looks over all of you for a second. Absolute panic and terror in her eyes. And moves over towards Karn, kind of realizing that you're hurt in some ways, and the attacks against Ken haven't done anything. And she is going to attack you with her claws. But at this point, you've kind of seen their attacks. You've seen what's happening, and the claw reaches towards you. You just dip back just a little bit. The blood of her fallen companion still dripping off your sword, and you're able to get out of the way. Ken, your turn.
I want to disengage and run towards James.
Okay.
She get an attack of opportunity?
No, you use the disengage action, so
Okay.
that's your action. But you can't do anything else. But she does not get an attack against you.
Wait, I don't get to cast a spell or anything?
Not if you
If
use
you have,
disengage as an action.
If you have healing words, you can use that as a bonus action. If you have any bonus actions, you can do that.
I have cure wounds.
That's a full action.
Okay. What about instead of disengaging, I just kind of leave expecting an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, you
Too
can
late
do
for that.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, give me that attack of opportunity. That's what I meant to do.
So you bolt over towards James, and she's kind of rebounding from her missed attack on Karn, and sees you kind of run away, and she claws with the other hand, and it just misses you. Just like a little slow, just a little behind you.
Okay, and so I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on James over here. It's a 1d8 plus my spell casting modifier, which I think is Charisma. 6 plus, I'll look it up real quick. Yeah, 6 plus 1, so 7 hit points cast onto James.
Okay. So James,
What I miss?
you are back, but you are prone on the ground because you've fallen over after the lightning and the phantasmal killer and everything else that's been against you today. But it's your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna stand up and take a quick glance at my surroundings and see how we're doing. All right, there's only one. Cool. I'm gonna step back here next to Chime and just keep my distance and fire at this one right there. 19.
19 hits.
6 piercing, and again, crit fail.
You fire your crossbow, complete misfire. One of the strings just snaps on you.
Shit. Okay, I between now and my next turn, I'm basically like dropping that one to the ground and pulling my other one out
Got it.
because I still have 2.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Chime, you're up.
Okay. This one is personal. So I'm going to move next to the hag. And from here I should still get sneak attack because it's within 5 feet of Karn.
Mm-hmm.
And I am gonna be hitting with the short sword. Just gonna
Okay.
try and gut her. That is a 20 to hit.
20 hits.
That is 11 sneak and 9 piercing.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch. I just want to like, ugh.
Anything else?
Yeah, I want to scream my name again.
Okay. Karn, you're up.
And don't forget it.
Chime, motherfucker.
I didn't have the sensor ready.
All right, I am going to run the other side of this particular hag, get back in a flanking position. And I'm going to attack with the longsword again.
Bravo.
13.
Oh my
You have
gosh.
advantage. You actually have a 24.
Ah. Well, does 24 hit?
A 24 does hit.
All right, so that first attack is going to be for 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and make another longsword attack. That's a crit.
All right.
Nat 20.
That's 11 damage.
Okay. So just for argument's sake, if that was the killing blow, Karn, how would you envision it happening?
I would envision it happening basically just come in with the sword in kind of a horizontal swing and slicing the head clean off to where it is actually like spinning on its way back to the ground.
What do you... Release your anger. What are you yelling at these hags?
Chime!
Real original, buddy.
All right.
Oh. And this time, it's personal.
And with that, the hags fall to the ground. All of them quite sheer dead. 2 of them decapitated, as we discussed. That the combat music ends. Of course.
I would like to continue stabbing.
Yeah, and Ken's gonna decapitate the last hag and put all 3 of the heads in his bag. He's taking those with him to throw in a fire.
Okay. Okay. So as you're kind of taking just a moment to breathe and realize what happened, these creatures that have caused you so much pain, so much devastation, and if people that haven't followed KFD&D from the very beginning, these hags made an appearance very early on in the campaign. The players seeked out potential soothsayers, someone to maybe tell them where their goals were, with a deal that could be made with a simple potion. When the players drank the potion, they in fact saw their goals, saw what they wanted, but the hags took their sight, and they spent a good chunk of this season completely blind. The players went back and attempted to find these hags. Sorry,
just real quick. 2 of the players.
2 of the 4, correct. 2 of you maybe saw through their clever ruse. Players hunted them down, found them in a small cave, and had combat that went the opposite of this, where the players were defeated. Chime made the decision, when offered a deal, to take the essence of Karn in exchange for the players' lives, which our kind of main villain, Dragonbane, has since used to gain access to some of the planes and has done a significant amount of damage. And whether or not he used that access to come here and corrupt the justices, which are now gone from this plane, which we'll get to in just a second, that is unknown at this point, like the repercussions of that decision. So, players, it seems like just a moment has passed as the hags have fallen. You kind of keep stabbing Chime, and Ken collects the 3rd head. And Karn and James maybe catch their breath after having an intense combat. The smell of ozone and charred flesh still like in the air from that lightning bolt. It was pretty devastating. The ground begins to shake. And at first it's just a small single tremor. But it picks up. And it's stronger and stronger. Thank you, Ken.
The beauty of having a laptop.
On an iPad, I could do it.
Yeah. If somebody else is shaking it, I could do this the entire time, like Kermit the Frog.
I'll just do the classic Star Trek thing of.
Everything is shaking. The walls begin to crack as the plane itself seems to have some type of catastrophic failure. A voice.
That can't be good.
With no justices, the planes are lost for a time. Endukian, you've proven yourself worthy. Our essence is still here, but our bodies have been corrupted. You must save us. We will give you a blessing of justice. You'll retain your powers as a paladin, but
the voice is gone. And you feel yourself being pulled. Like your physical body is being sucked into a vacuum, all of you at once. And your possessions, including the hag heads, of course. And for a moment, everything is black. Not sure how long it happened, how long it lasted. It felt like an eternity. But slowly, a light begins to permeate into your eyes. And there's a tower next to you. And a nervous voice Um, I don't know where they came from. Shmebulok! Shmebulok, come here! Your eyes begin to open. It's morning, and next to you, Shmebulok's tower. The door opens, and Shmebulok, wearing a delightful blue and yellow robe, with an unknown person in front of you. Shmebulok seems to berate him for a second. Do you know what's happening right now? Do you have any idea what is so important? And he looks down and sees the four of you just laying in the grass. He looks to his assistant. Why didn't you tell me they were here? Why didn't you tell me earlier? Get them inside now.
I'm gonna pull out the letter and go, brought your post.
Not so loud.
He kind of resists for a second. It comes down to you and grabs it first, puts it into a pocket of his robe, and then extends a hand to help you up from the ground. And assists all of you. I know I shouldn't ask, because I know you had something to do with it. Do you have any idea what's happening right now?
Not on this plane.
Yeah, we might need to sit down and talk about this for a minute.
Well, please come in.
We've been gone for a spell or two.
A hot second.
A spell. Oh, Karn. I'm a wizard. Who casts spells?
I'm gonna look at Ken and say, you got this. I need to sleep.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. We need some rest anyways. I'll talk to Shmebulok.
He extends a hand out, and there's the banquet table he had set up for you before. It snaps his fingers, and it's again filled with food and drink and pastries and a stew, breads, fruits, roasted
Sleep
meat.
can wait.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shmebulok.
I would love to hear what happened to you. Okay, so from what you said, it sounds like you were on another plane. Is that correct?
Bingo.
It was. We were
Yep.
indeed on another plane. We followed some gnolls, a gnoll army, as a matter of fact, we believe, being led by Dragonbane, into the realm of the 13 Justices.
I don't mean to stop you, but so I take it if it was a Gnoll army, you were up north.
Yeah, let me start over.
No. That's totally fine. You go ahead, then I'll tell you what I know afterwards.
Anyhow, we were up north. We were at a dwarven village attempting to track Dragonbane, and it seemed that he kept on going north. We got little tidbits and pieces of his plan. It seems like he's trying to use souls to cross over into different realms and corrupt them. But it wasn't until we actually saw it with our own eyes, a Gnoll army entering the land, the realm of the Celestials, where a gigantic war was going on between Celestial armies and the Gnoll army. And after that, we a portal opened up. The 13 judges called us, and we went through. But instead of the 13 justices, they'd been corrupted by Dragonbane. We instead ended up fighting the same hags that we met earlier, who not only took my vision and chimes, but also were the reason that Karn had lost his essence, his soul, in exchange for our lives. And after that battle, we ended up here.
Well, do you want good news or bad news first?
Give me the bad news.
Yeah, plenty of that to go around, so let's just start off with it.
Okay, I was really hoping you want good news first, but Okay.
Then you shouldn't have asked.
You're right. You're right. I shouldn't have, because I don't have any good news other than you're back and apparently you're all safe. But I guess you don't want the good news first. Okay. Brownstone has fallen.
Brownstone is what?
Yeah, an army of lizard people? I don't know. I don't really know a whole lot about them. Came out of the jungles to the west. Thousands of them. Someone spoke up on their behalf. He had a small village just a little ways to the west. I can't think of his name. Grayson? Grayson, is that?
Oh no.
Is that right? Yeah.
That name rings a bell.
Oh no.
So he vouched for them, and they welcomed him to the city as inhabitants of this land before we got here. And everything was okay for a little spell. And then they attacked. And they didn't kill a lot of people, but they've taken the city. They've taken everything. And of course, with that, they're flying the banner of, well, you can probably guess who. Okay, so that's the first bit of bad news.
There's more?
There's
I'm guessing you're gonna like the second and third parts even less.
Before you say that, do you happen to know if a well, optimistic gnome who worked at the university, do you know if he's safe?
Meatball?
Yes, meatball.
I don't know. I've gotten word from some wizard friends who've sent messages, but I don't know any. I'm not even sure if Tam's okay, to be honest. And she headed down there. Sorry, it's a lot. Tam is a very special lady. She headed down there for a university job to kind of head up a department. She said it was her dream. I was tutoring her a little bit in magic, but you know, Tam. I haven't heard of her either, and I've inquired several times. But I will ask of this meatball as well, of course. But yes. Any other questions about Brownstone before we move on?
Yeah.
Very well. By all accounts, Handlebar Mines has also fell, at least the surface. I have gotten reports that the dwarves opened the mines and have allowed all those living on the surface to dwell in their undercity. But there's already unrest. These dwarves apparently were using some type of golem, some type of creature to do all the work below ground, and kept them out of sight to help their prosperity. And several people feel uncomfortable living there and are wanting to overthrow the dwarves. And I haven't gotten an update there in several days. I did hear that Howard is safe though. He is underground. But,
Good.
But apparently that's also lost. This was an army of gnolls, and several were lost. The gnolls had no intention of occupying the city. It is razed to the ground and destroyed, and several lives lost. Luckily, the dwarves opened their mind quickly, so there are a good number of survivors. Before I move on, do you have any questions on that front?
No.
Okay. And finally, the gods have stopped responding to nearly everyone. Clerics are for nothing. We don't know if the planes themselves still stand or if the connection is gone. So kind of pat you, Ken. I don't know how that'll affect you, but any holy magic you have may be lost for any of you. We're doing all the research we can to figure out what happened. I have an assistant, and I don't know where he went, but he does something. It's something. We have to do something. I don't know how long it's going to be safe here, so we'll need to leave soon and figure out what to do. We should have at least a night, so rest up. In the morning, we can discuss our plan of action. But
Real quick,
yes, of
can I
course.
use your fireplace?
Yes, of course. Wait.
All right, and as
What are you gonna do?
I'll explain that later. And as Shmebulak continues talking, Ken walks over with his bag, which is clearly draining this black blood, onto the ground, pulls out a bunch of hag heads and tosses it into the fire.
The stench you had briefly on the plane of justice when 2 of your party members were hit by lightning pales in comparison to this. It's as if rotting flesh was left in a swamp, and then tossed onto a hot grill. Then there's the matted hair that's also burning. It begins to like waft out these large black clouds of smoke, which begin to fill up the tower. Shmebulak looks concerned for a moment. Begins to move his hands and have an incantation that a gust of wind kind of pushes it back into the fireplace and up. That smoke eventually turns green and kind of, even as you're far away, you begin to cough and just kind of heave at this just atrocious smell and texture of smoke coming up. And then suddenly they both are, all three, all captured like a bright blue flame. And then as quickly as it began, it just stops. No more smoke, no more smell, no more anything. Oh.
Why couldn't you do that outside?
Ken shrugs his shoulders.
I'm gonna like close my eyes and reach out to Dunya, not looking for any like verbal or not kinetic, telepathic response or anything, but just like if she can project her presence at all, like just to let me know that she's there.
Real quick, we just hit our KFD Cooks Challenge, so thank you all so much for contributing. We will schedule a brisket cooking stream in the near future, because I've been really wanting some brisket anyway, and that works out. So yeah, thank you all so much for using your channel points and contributing. We appreciate that so much. And then back to me, Handlebars, or sorry, James Hasbro's question. So you kind of take a moment, reflect on your connection with Dunya, just kind of concentrate and focus, and you don't feel a verbal response, but you do feel a sense of warmth and a sense of being secure, and just a sense of there is still someone watching over you and someone on your side.
I'm gonna relay that to my group. She's still weak, but I can still feel Dunya.
Shmebulak says, I know you must be just exhausted. Please rest. It's morning now, but get some rest in, and we should make plans to get out of here, to leave this location. Do you know of anywhere safe? Do you know of anywhere that we'd be okay?
I'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
First, is that a short letter or a long letter? By the way, that came from Idrur, a celestial snake-like demigod person.
Yes.
Had wings. Oh, by the way, since the last time we saw you, I died. Came back to life.
Huh. Well, you look good. I thought you looked a little different. You look, yeah, I'm glad you're back. How was it? What was it like? What was the other side like?
Well, my soul kind of got trapped in a sphere that Dragonbane had. For everyone else, it was a few minutes. For me, it was about 3 years of pure hell. But other than that, can't complain too much. I don't think that's going to be true for everyone, though, so I think you're good.
Okay. Yeah. He pulls a letter out of his pocket, the envelope, and kind of opens it, and he for just a moment he looks confused, and then he kind of gets a big smile on his face, and turns it around and shows you, and it's appears to be like a circle with a series of runes kind of stacked on top of each other. And he's like, "Do you know what this is?"
No?
Ooh, can I do an Arcana check, or should we just skip it?
No. You can do an Arcana check. Absolutely.
All right. How's an 8 get me? I don't recognize it.
Yeah, not something you're familiar with. It's a teleportation sigil. We can teleport to here, and it should work. The interference that we've experienced in traveling through magical means in this continent, this is the way around it. I was actually working on one for my tower. We can go here. Is this a safe place? Is this somewhere that you think we could go?
Id said that we should give that to you, and that it was helpful for us, or something like that. I don't remember. I also almost died since then. So,
Oh, a lot of you all dying. What's happening?
James didn't die, but he
Instead
is
of
still a little punchy.
almost died.
Okay.
He's a little punchy.
Almost.
Okay. Did anyone else die or almost die since I last saw you?
Oh,
Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. Well, get some rest. Let's make a plan. You all discuss where you want to head next, and I'll come with you if you want. I'll go somewhere else. But I don't want to sound dramatic, but I think you're it. I think you're our only hope, unless there's someone else out there.
Shit. Oh.
A little too much pressure for Chime.
Oh.
Chime, you look like you've had a day. And he kind of pulls over a decanter and a small glass and pours out like a amber liquid, and hands it over to you.
What is this?
It is a aged dwarven whiskey. It'll help you sleep.
Yeah, it will. She downs the whole thing.
Also works as cough syrup.
That it does.
Yes, but I don't have a cough now, do I, Karn? Oh. I didn't expect those. It's something I should talk with the team about.
Well,
yeah, I think a lot of us need to talk to each other about. We saw a lot of shit back there that has some explaining to do, myself included.
this sounds like something I should not be present for. The room is yours. He kind of heads away and...
Thanks for the grub.
You guys really want to do this now while we're tired and cranky? and just heard a bunch of bad news, or do you want to go to sleep first?
It's the
Um,
perfect end cap for it.
Yeah, I think we need to get this out of the way.
I agree. Plus, we're always cranky.
True.
All right, I'm gonna get my dice set out and roll. It's like you just want to roll to see who goes first.
I don't care.
All right. Ken, you're 1. Cham, you're 2. Karn, you're 3. I'm 4. 3. Karn, go ahead.
Okay. Well, you guys managed to see the most guilt-ridden dark moment of my life. That's also the reason I left the monastery. Deep down, I know what happened was an accident, but at the same time, it's my fault that someone died. And I've been carrying that around for months now.
Yeah, but your intent was not to kill. Your heart was in the right place. And if I know the 13 judges, I know that they would understand your innocence. Accidents happen, man. Don't beat yourself up. You've been atoning ever since.
No. I try not to let it consume me. It's kind of the reason I try to hide behind sometimes stupid attempts at humor. But I've learned to forgive myself a little bit, especially with this. Let's face it, we're a found family, even albeit a weird one.
Yep.
And that gives me some respite, and that's the reason why I knew something had to be wrong when the 13 judges were trying to tell me to take vengeance to secure my worthiness. I knew that couldn't be everything that Ken's talked about for so long.
You know, come to think of it, you're absolutely right. I recognize that too. The judges are also called the 13 justices because they do not deal out vengeance. They deal out justice. I think your instinct was correct, as we found out.
I think that's a nice segue into Ken, if you were also pretty willing to jump on this too.
Yeah. I've got some explaining to do myself that I need to clear the air about. The worst thing that I've done stems from my time and part of the gang. You see, before I became a paladin of the Order of the Pond, I was the auditor and accountant for a major gang in our region. I handled the books. I made sure the messes got cleaned up, and sometimes I would hide the contraband. But by far the worst thing I've done in my time is at the old world is that when the authorities were closing in, I had to set fire to the contraband, hide all the evidence. Unfortunately, it was all in my brother Howard's basement of his very first inn. No one was harmed. I made sure everybody was out, but he was devastated. He was bankrupt for a very long time after that. No one would give him a loan. And we were basically destitute after that. I supported them best I was, but you met my brother, you know how proud he is. He wouldn't take my money. And so after that, my gang, they made me the fall guy for the murder of a prominent cartel leader on an opposing gang. And with the pressure mounting, neither Howard or I were safe. We had to leave. Now, Howard doesn't know any bit of this. All he knows is that I convinced him to go to the New World, to start his business there, to lead his wife Luna and their child. It was me. And I felt so guilty about it that I came here too in order to make sure he was safe. But he doesn't know that we're not able to go back. We won't be, at least. I'm proud that I found him safe, sound, and thriving here. But the 13 justices could have equally damned me, and they would have been damned right to do it. Got a lot of atoning to do. Ken takes a long swig from a bottle of wine after that.
James, Chime.
I don't regret it.
What's that?
I don't regret it.
Regret what?
What you saw. The only thing that I regret is not being there for my family. Those kids were merciless. They were merciless to my youngest child. And I just killed them. And I don't regret it. Which I think is why I feel the most scared to have that out for you all. I don't feel guilty about it because my family comes first. And if you saw the way that, I mean, our kind in general were not ever treated kindly in the old country. And you know this, but the idea that my grass whistle could come home and it was unbearable. And as a mother, I knew I had to do something. So I did. Otherwise, that stint in jail was just some old fart with a lot of gold that I happened to steal from that caught me. Just made it a rough couple of months. But it doesn't matter now.
I think your ferocity about protecting your family has come through a bit on us. And I am honored that you would even go a fraction of that distance for one of us that you did for your child.
I mean, I know in my heart that it's not right. They were just teens, you know.
Let me tell you about teens. I never had a day of peace. Growing up, I felt what your child probably felt. Except they thought I was actually a demon, like a full-fledged demon. And they never let me forget that. God bless my mother. Sorry, God's bless my mother. She was an amazing woman, a pacifist at heart. And so I wanted to be like her and not like my abusive father, who was an actual psychopath. Very abusive, but I'm not going to get into that. That's old. I wanted to be like my mother. I wanted to be a pacifist. I wanted to help those. I wanted to not cause harm to people. And so I didn't fight back. But when I was a teenager and I was trapped in a corner and he called me demon, I snapped. And I don't remember what happened for the next several minutes. I just remember someone pulling me off of him. And I looked back and he wasn't moving, and I don't know if he was dead or alive. And I just ran. I still don't know if he lived through that or not.
Sounds like we all did what we had to do. Get some rest. We'll worry about the rest in the morning.
All right, you all have a long rest, without a doubt. And as you kind of got through the morning, and your discussion took longer than you expected, lots of pauses and emotions. You go into the details of your past together. It is late afternoon by the time the discussion's over, and your discussion with Schmeppelock really finished, and the four of you have a fitful night's sleep. All of you kind of being forced to confront things you maybe weren't ready to confront. But we can get into that next time. Yeah, I think we actually ended a little earlier than I thought, which is cool.
First for us.
It is a first.
It was that hag fight. It started out very rough, but then thanks to Hamed and Chime and Karn rolling those awesome rolls, we actually got through it relatively quickly, which was good because I almost died.
Almost. We'll be back with KFD&D in January is our current plan. We will kind of have plans with that. We'll get a date out, and like I said, a new intro video. I'd like to do a teaser video for season 2. Look for that probably on Discord first, Twitter second, and we'll preview it at some point. We are going to continue to stream on Tuesday nights. It just will not be KFD&D. Might do some D&D one-shots, might do some DMing tips, might just play video games and relax. But I want to thank our amazing players. You all bring your characters to life, and I can't really emphasize it enough. The artwork that Burgabun, Bethany, Chime has provided, it adds so much to the characters. Hopefully you got to take a look at the details, how beautiful these characters are. And a lot of times we just see these tokens that you kind of see next to players, but they are full detail. Like they're beautiful. So look for more of those. Last call for voting on what character do you want to see as an emote on our channel. We'll do that in just a second. Tomorrow night, again, I will be playing Phasmophobia with some friends. We had signups on Twitch. I don't know if there's still room. Either way, we can cycle through people because I want to play with my friends. One of my favorite things. And a reminder, if we get 15 viewers, I will play the next match in VR, and we'll have the scary sounds, and it's not going to be great. Hamed, what you got?
I want to thank you, Donald, our DM, on behalf of all the player characters. If they'll join me in a round of applause, you worked really, really, really hard. We love you. We appreciate it.
Thank you all. This is definitely a labor of love. Those of you that have DM'd, no, it's a lot of work to kind of prepare. And I like to not railroad players, and I really want that to come through, that this is your all story, and we're just telling it together. But
interesting players are not worth listening to if there's not an awesome world behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's potentially true. I think a good character, which you all four of you provide great characters, and I think we really showed that off tonight. That's what people are here for, are you all. And I'm good with that. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night. So come hang out. or not. You know, if you don't want me to be in VR, really cool. Won't be sad. We'll be back with season 2 in January. Hop on Discord. We will have all of our VODs on YouTube. I have to wait. I think it's 24 hours. Yes, thank you so much for supporting Jilly Pie, for watching all the time. Thank you for popping in Discord. Thank you, Celestial, for watching and commenting. I know people love to lurk, and we love lurkers. Mean the world to us. Any support on this channel, we can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Especially just,
We're just
Woodrow.
a thank
What's up, baby?
We'll have some pictures up probably of our dog costumes for Halloween. Yeah, we'll figure something out with the stream in terms of that as well, because I know people want to see costumes and the like, and mine's gonna be pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be sweet. And the dogs.
Is it going to top Colonel Mustard though?
Can anything top Colonel Mustard?
Definitely
We
not.
don't know. That's the reason I'm asking.
Admiral
mean,
Ketchup.
I guess we'll have to find out. I guess we'll have to see. But again, like Colonel Mustard immortalized in one of our emotes. Again, done by Burger. I'm not an artist. Like the maps that you see, that is a real struggle for me. As mentioned, that Jilly Pie had to help out because it's just not my thing. But I think that is it for us tonight on the stream. We are going to say hi to. I'm trying to see who is on right now. I'm kind of struggling reading, so if you can just bear with me a second. It's like tiny little font here. I can't tell who that one person is. That's awkward, right?
Of the people that you usually or have rated in the past, we've got Bonzinator, Poly People, Bill the Gamer Guy, and Veggie Tray. That I
Okay, we're gonna
recognize.
go say hi to Bunny Bee. She is amazing. She's been streaming a lot today. Support her as well. She's super fun. I think she's playing Apex Legends right now, which I'm awful at,
Oh, I
and it
didn't
gives me
see her.
anxiety to watch. Oh, did Bunny maybe just go offline? I was hoping that one of our other local friends was still streaming, but apparently no one is. Okay. Well, let's go say hi then to Bill the Gamer Guy. I like Bill. Everybody likes Bill, right?
Boo,
Let's go say
boo, 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 boo.
Well, cool. Thank you all so much for joining us for season 1. Back in January. Season 2. More hags. More player deaths.
No.
No more
more
hags.
hags.
No more
No
hags.
hags.
Up to here with hags.
Well, thank you all
It's all
again.
Ken's fault anyways.
We will see you
Not
next
at all.
time.
Not at all.
Bye, everybody.